Seven.
Look here. Look here. Look here. Seven. Look here. Over here. Over here. Seven. Smile.
Which popular Muppet hit isn't available on Disney Plus or anywhere? Which show had names like Brad Pitt and Tom Hanks is now gone? And which show helmed by directing icon James Cameron is nowhere to be found? I'm Seven McAllister. For 7 Entertainment, let's take a look at 7 more big TV shows you can't watch on streaming. Yeah, that's right. Last week you gave us so many good ideas in the comments section that we're going to do it again. Now, before we get into this, we appreciate your support, so if you enjoy this video, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one little click, and then we'll get to see each other all the time. It'll be great. Also, we appreciate that there are a wide variety of ways to still see these shows legal, like buying them digitally or, less than legal. Well, we're not judging you. You do you. Number 1, Tales from the Crypt. A big thank you to 7 Entertainment rockstar Jen Mistress for this one. Hello, boys and ghouls. Why do creepy monsters love puns so much? The wordplay is spooky. Sorry, that was the intro you'd get as the Crypt Keeper would welcome you to another creepy collection of scary stories. Look, Tales from the Crypt wasn't just a show, it was TV's delightfully gruesome banquet. For 93 episodes between 1989 and 1996, it served us bizarre twists, gleeful gore, and the kind of clever chaos that made anthology horror feel like a carnival of delicious dread. You got directors like Robert Zemeckis and Richard Donner dropping by, and big-name actors like Demi Moore, Kirk Douglas, Joe Pesci, Tim Curry, Ewan McGregor, Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks, and Patricia Arquette. It was HBO at its weirdest, and weirder was better. And yet now the original HBO series is like an elusive crypt phantom. There's no official home on Max, Netflix, Hulu, or any other streaming platform you'd hope to find them on. See what I did there? Screaming platform. Why? Well, the rights are in such a tangle that even lawyers use the phrase complicated underlying right structure like a whispered curse. Multiple stakeholders, from the old EC comic owners to assorted production companies, have left these episodes in streaming limbo. Even attempted revivals died in the court-like crypt of licensing hell. So what can you find? Well, the cinematic spin-offs like Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight, which I love. Also, some of its quirky siblings have wandered into modern streaming catalogs or are available to rent or purchase digitally because their rights are a lot cleaner than those of the show. In short, the show was a genius, macabre mixtape of horror brilliance, and now the only reliable way to watch it is by cracking open a DVD set or scouring physical media listings, because streaming services have ghosted it. Number 2, Dark Angel. Big thank you to Michelle Alexandria EM for this one. Back in 2000, Dark Angel blasted on the TV like a leather-jacketed sci-fi grenade. Created by James Cameron and starring a pre-stardom Jessica Alba as Max Guevara, a genetically enhanced super soldier trying to dodge shadowy agencies in a post-apocalyptic, Seattle apocalyptic. It was part cyberpunk adventure, part teen drama, and 100% fun for anyone who wanted action with attitude. And fun fact, for all you wrestling fans, well, maybe not so fun, when WWE star Lita guest starred in the series finale of Dark Angel in 2002, she agreed to perform a Hurricane Rana move during a fight scene. While rehearsing with a stunt double, she was dropped on her neck and shoulders, suffering 3 cracked vertebrae. Well, yeah, the injury was serious enough to require neck surgery and a lengthy rehab, sidelining her from WWE for about 17 months. Yeah, okay, that is a terrible fact, not a fun fact. So why can't you just click and stream the entire series on Netflix, Hulu, Prime, or literally anything else? Well, blunt answer, nobody has licensed it for major platforms in the United States, even though the 2 seasons were released on DVD and occasionally pop up in physical collections. Dark Angel doesn't live on any of the big subscription services anymore. Just Watch searches confirm the series isn't available for streaming in the US, though it does appear on Italian Amazon Prime Video with Italian audio. There isn't a publicly explained rights labyrinth like, music clearances tend to be the big reason. It's more like a content catalog graveyard. After Disney acquired 20th Century Fox's TV library, Dark Angel was simply never relicensed or pushed onto Hulu or Disney Plus the way some other Fox titles have been. Fans have been left wondering if legal dust bunnies in some corporate attic are the real villains. The only official way To watch it remains old DVDs or hunting down region-specific airings, because no streamer has said sure to resurrecting Max's dystopian bike messenger adventures. That's pretty rough for a show that features a big-name star and feels ripe for rediscovery. Number 3, The Equalizer. Chris Sinclair 4442, thanks for calling out this one. Now let's get one thing straight. The original Equalizer was peak 80s TV grit. Edward Woodward played Robert McCall, a former intelligence badass with a newspaper classified ad instead of a podcast, casually leveling the crime-stacked odds for people the system chewed up and spit out. The show was dark, dramatic, and had a theme by the drummer for the friggin' Police, Stuart Copeland. But in 2026, trying to stream it is like trying to find disco at a dubstep festival. The full 88-episode run is not available on any major streaming platform. It doesn't show up for digital rent or purchase. That's right, nostalgia hunters have to buy physical DVDs if they actually want to watch it. Now why? Because older shows often get eaten by a rights monster, but The Equalizer specifically seems to be absent from streaming because no service has pulled all the rights together to put it online. It's essentially caught between dusty CBS Universal agreements and no current big player streaming license, leaving it off the grid. Meanwhile, the modern reboot starring Queen Latifah as Robin McCall, itself a reimagining of the same concept, has actually been streaming for quite a bit. That version spent time on Paramount Plus and even popped up briefly on Netflix, although those Netflix rights were temporary and have expired or are expiring under short licensing deals. So the original is basically mired in off-the-grid status, and the newer show gets to stream in love because it's easier to license recent stuff and convince someone to unblock a soapbox full of 80s crime drama paperwork. Number 4, Final Space. Hey, thank you to iSchmitty13 for bringing this one to our attention. Final Space wasn't just another cartoon, it was a madcap interstellar odyssey with lovable, if alarmingly talkative, space convict Gary Goodspeed, a planet wrecker named Mooncake, and a ragtag crew trying to save the universe, one existential crisis at a time. It packed more heart and stakes than most sitcoms dare to muster, all wrapped in absurd, hilarious sci-fi storytelling. Fans loved it for those emotional whiplashes and quirky characters who felt like they were two hyper-driven hyper-jumps ahead of every genre trope. But now, watching it's like trying to stream Starlight through lead. It's been pulled. The show originally aired on TBS and Adult Swim, then landed on HBO Max and even streamed internationally on Netflix, but all that has drifted away. In 2022, the show was officially removed from all streaming platforms in the United States as part of Warner Bros. Discovery's notorious tax write-off purge, meaning the company chose to treat the rights as a financial loss rather than a valuable piece of entertainment. Creator Olin Rogers summed it up with brutal honesty, saying, 5 years of my life, 3 seasons of TV, blood, sweat, and tears became a tax write-off for the network who owns Final Space. He called the decision absurd, noting that once Netflix's international license expires, the show will be gone forever unless someone holds a physical copy. To make matters worse, Season 3 never even got a proper physical release, so the only DVDs out there are out-of-print relics from Seasons 1 and 2. So, unlike most cult hits that find eternal life on streaming, Final Space became an accountant's tax deduction instead of a binge-worthy staple. A cosmic injustice worthy of its own tribute episode. Number 5, Unhappily Ever After. Oh, here's a good call from band anonymous last names 5693. Unhappily Ever After was the sitcom that broke the mold and then gleefully set it on fire. Imagine a suburban family sitcom where the dad talks to a sarcastic, occasionally homicidal stuffed rabbit named Mr. Floppy. The writers once killed off the mom only to have her specter haunt the house, then casually brought her back because of a network memo. That's not sitcom logic, that is a carnival mirror reflection of sitcom logic. The Malloy family dynamic leaned into raw, unpredictable humor that felt like Married with Children if Al Bundy decided to go full existential and lose all narrative filters. And yet, in the streaming era where services gobble up content like a buffet of nostalgia, Happily Ever After remains nowhere to be found on any major streamer in the United States. And worse than that, it never even got a DVD release, so no Paramount Plus, no Hulu, no Peacock, just a weird whisper of bootleg uploads scattered on sites like YouTube. Why the digital disappearance? Well, unlike shows that languish because of tangled music rights, this one's produced by Touchstone Television, Disney, and it seems to sit in a corporate vault Disney just doesn't want to touch, possibly because it's politically incorrect, rough around the edges humor, doesn't fit the squeaky clean brand image. Fans have speculated that Disney simply treats it like a show would rather forget, even though it ran for 5 seasons and amassed 100 episodes, which is usually more than enough for syndication or streaming love. So while streamers fight over Friends and Seinfeld, this hilariously odd sitcom remains the streaming era's unicorn, fondly remembered, widely missed, and officially unavailable. Number 6, Muppet Babies. Oh, once again, thank you to Ban Anonymous last name 5693 for this one. Now let's say it plainly, the original Muppet Babies is like that best friend toy that you lost in the couch cushions of history. Everyone wants it back, but no one can find it in an easy-to-watch format. Back in its Saturday morning heyday, the show was gloriously chaotic, blending imaginative animation with actual clips from blockbuster movies and TV shows. Think Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark sprinkled into Gonzo's daydreams. I mean, look at this, Temple of Doom. How did we all not get nightmares of Fozzie Bear yanking hearts out of our chests? At the time, creator Jim Henson's charm and Hollywood goodwill meant studios basically nodded and waved the footage through with a handshake. That sort of freewheeling studio camaraderie is ancient history in the modern corporate landscape. Today, all those snippets are rights headaches of the first order. Each clip and trademark would need fresh clearance, and even though Disney now owns a chunk of the relevant catalog, talking about Star Wars and Indiana Jones, many pieces are still scattered across studios and license holders. That makes a full streaming release a legal quagmire that even Disney isn't keen to wade into. So while the 2018 Muppet Babies reboot, with gleaming CGI babies and no vintage movie hiccups, sits comfortably on Disney Plus, letting a new generation squeal along with Kermit and Piggy's tiny incarnations, the original remains a ghost in the vault that we're not likely to see stream legally anytime soon. Number 7, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Hey, thanks to Zaphod100 for calling this one out. The Adventures of Pete and Pete was the kind of TV show that grew up with its audience like a quirky old friend, weird in all the right ways, heartfelt without being saccharine, and packed with surreal suburban adventures that even adults could sneak a smile at. It starred 2 red-headed brothers named Pete navigating the wonderfully odd town of Wellsville, full of eccentric characters like Artie, the strongest man in the world, and guest stars ranging from Iggy Pop to Michael Stipe. The handmade charm, offbeat humor, and genuinely thoughtful coming-of-age moments gave the show a cult status few kids' programs earned. Critics have called it one of the most well-written kids' shows of its era, and its theme song, Hey Sandy by Polaris, is still a nostalgic earworm for anyone who grew up in the 90s. Yet, tracking down the show today feels like embarking on one of Big Pete and Little Pete's Bizarre quests. It isn't on Paramount Plus or any major streaming service, and there's no official full-series digital option in sight. Fans have long suspected a mix of corporate shuffle after mergers and music licensing headaches. The series used a lot of indie-flavored tracks that would be expensive or legally tricky to clear for streaming. And only the first 2 seasons ever made it to DVD, back in 2005, because Season 3's planned release was mysteriously canceled despite copies reportedly already being pressed. They've never been officially issued. That means if you want to relive those strange Wellsville days, you're stuck hunting down out-of-print DVDs, buying individual episodes on digital stores, or digging through scattered clips online. Not exactly the streamlined nostalgia trip streaming should offer. Now, did I leave out any other big shows that you can't find on streaming? If so, please let us know in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you swing by again. Till next time, I'm Seven McAllister for 7 Entertainment saying bye-bye.